No doubt by now you've heard of R1, the latest reasoning model from Chinese AI lab DeepSeek. Very powerful model, very impressive, on par with OpenAI's O1. But there are a couple of challenges if you want to use R1 from DeepSeek. You can go the traditional route and head over to chat.deepseek.com where you can use the model for free. But those servers are getting inundated with traffic, and so they're throttling a lot of the activity there, so that might slow you down a bit. Number two is if you use DeepSeek's chat functionality, you're sending your data over to a Chinese server. You may not be comfortable with that, and in particular in an enterprise setting, you definitely don't want to do that. And so then how do you get access to this great model if you don't want to go through the traditional route? The good news is that this is an open source model, and that's allowing US-based servers to host this model so you can tap into it directly. One example is Groq. Groq will host the 70 billion parameter distilled version of R1. Groq is an American company, so all the data will stay here in the US. Groq is really known for their fast inference, so you're going to have lightning fast responses when you work with R1. And so you can head over to groq.com and try it out for free. Let's try this. How many R's are there in strawberry? The classic question. There are 3 R's in strawberry. The cool thing about reasoning models is that they give you these reasoning tokens so you can see what the model is thinking. I think that's super helpful. So this is one way to get access to R1. Now the problem with this is that it doesn't have access to the internet. So if I were to say, who did the Dallas Mavericks recently play? It's not going to have that in its training data set. Now, you can head over to Perplexity AI, sign up for the Pro plan, and you get access to R1 with the search capabilities, but that's $20 a month. I love Perplexity AI, but I think this is something that it'd be fun to build my own using Replit's AI agent. Okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to access the intelligence of R1, do it super fast via the Groq API, keep all the data here onshore US, and also access web search queries when necessary. And so in working with Replit's AI agent, I was able to get something that was up and running. So let's check this out. Okay, so let's do the same test, and how many R's in strawberry. Here's the same reasoning tokens that you saw earlier on the Groq website, and then the correct answer of there being 3 R's in strawberry. The trickiest part about this was actually getting these reasoning tokens to render correctly, because the way that it comes back from the R1 model is it's tagged by these think tags, and then there's the response, and you could actually hide the reasoning, but I really enjoy looking at the reasoning. I think that's so cool and so helpful to see how the LLM itself goes through this process. But in that previous example, if you notice, the R1 didn't have access to any recent news. So I've enabled web search, and I'm leveraging an API called Tavily, which will generate search queries. Okay, so now I'm going to enable web search, and again, this is going to be helpful for data that is not in the original training data of the model. So for example, say I wanted to research a particular prospect, so I could say, give me a detailed profile on Manny Bernabe. Now with web search, it will search for hits on me, and then we'll feed that into R1, and then give me like a nice little write-up and a nice little profile. So there are other individuals with similar names. Manny Bernabe, that's right, that's someone different. I'll drop a link to this repo below so you can try it out for yourself. If you want to build your own version of this, you can spend some time with Replit's AI agent, which I highly recommend.